Greetings, Netrunners. This is Pavlos and Sneaky Sly, and today we're casting the Octagon Alpha League end event. Today we're watching Mtgred versus Kiv. Do you want to explain the event, Pavlos?
Yeah, hello from me as well. So what happens here is Showbalk found out who the top-rated players in each faction were based on ELO rating, and then we have faction wars. The captains of the teams choose which runner faction is going to play against which corporation faction, and they play a best out of three. So 3 games in a row. They can change decks if they want between games, tech it against each other. Whoever wins twice wins the matchup, and then either the runners or the corporations are going to win with a possible tiebreaker. So let's not lose more time, and let's talk about what's happening.
Yep. So Kiv had a pretty good hand. I think if you're playing a professional contacts deck, you keep pretty much any hand with professional contacts. He played it, used it a couple times, and ran into a katana. Cool.
Which is awesome, I guess, since he gets to not choose what he's going to discard, since he had a pretty good hand, actually.
Yeah.
So the good thing is we're going to see immediately why professional contacts can be good after he top-ticks an agenda, because now he can basically both fill up his hand and get money.
He's going to recover from that very well, and has to be happy about scoring an early Atlas like that. So.
Yeah. Actually, this is possibly the perfect scenario for professional contacts, because that's where it shines. When you have people damaging your hand, you can recover beautifully with it. The card was kinda undervalued when the set was spoiled, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Especially I undervalued it. I rated it like a 2 stars or something, and I think it's a lot better than that. Definitely, I like it more than Opus, so...
Yeah, that's something, for sure. So we see here we had a fairly standard opening from Weyland. He iced 2 things, got a credit. Newell Katana'd, and now he installed the remote and got some credits. And Kiv is drawing and drawing.
Drawing in the good cards, too. So unfortunately, this is being recorded from Kiv's perspective, so we won't be able to see the corpse hand at all. But we'll just have to guess and see if we can figure out what's going on.
Yeah. We see plenty of actually good creation and control cards already. Dirty Laundry is just very good economy. Especially if you think that it saves you a click for running.
Yeah, and the early Plas Greed is great against Weyland. He can... Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, there we go.
Hostile Takeover played out of hand and scored. A little earlier than I like to score the hostiles because of the bad publicity, but
very true.
This also turns on his archers, so I think it's pretty darn reasonable.
Exactly. And also these decks, depending on how they're built, people have this thing where they build with Atmans and don't really have any solutions for troubleshooters and stuff like that, so it can be pretty important to have an archer right here.
Yeah.
So we see cards here, cards, many cards. What about Scavenge?
I like Scavenge, assuming he's running Parasite or something like it. So maybe fam. Alright, so Weyland is playing a card into the remote, probably playing another ice on top to protect it from Inside Job. So he's probably looking to either score an agenda or get some value out of a mining corp or something.
Melange would be good as well. It's interesting to see, because he has a test run. And an Atman in hand. Maybe not enough money to do everything, but I guess a good play here would be to run this remote at least and get some information.
Yeah. Run the remote or running the hand, I think, is pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Unless he's worried about like another katana here. But I don't think it's that bad, especially if you're running stuff like Scavenge and Test Run.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Oh.
Test running the film.
I don't really like this play if you don't know which... Oh. Okay.
That's reasonable. I guess he's going to just get some almost actually free accesses in R&D because of the bad publicity. So
yeah, that's cool. He's gonna probably scavenge the fam at the end of the round or do something else. I'm just not a big fan of famming. I mean, he doesn't even have reasons to like be suspicious of what ice that will be. So he's gonna like totally randomly
yeah.
Fam a piece of ice, which I'm not a big fan of.
What would you fem though here at this point? I think the back most ice on the remote server.
That makes you very vulnerable to chum though.
Yeah, it
So
does.
I don't know.
So maybe the front most on the
Maybe
oh,
the
he's just gonna
front
leave it
most.
there.
No, I think he's trying to move it, and yeah.
Okay.
Um. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. It's safer than just running, I guess. Although when he didn't have programs out, making him res one of the pieces of ice would be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If that's a chum on the outside, that's not a bad play.
Yeah, true. This is very true.
Modded as well, I'm guessing that R&D interface is going to hit the table really fast.
Alright, so oh, Gila Hand scored. That's always good for the Corp.
Yeah.
It's gonna give him a lot of money over the course of the game. I'm a little surprised Katie hasn't come out yet. So he's modding out the R&D interface, drawing some cards with professional contacts. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So he got both an SMC and a clone chip, and that's going to be pretty nice. Generally,
Last,
yep.
last action run is a little risky against Weyland if he thinks he's running the snare.
If he gets snared here, even if he doesn't have a scorched in his hand, the professional contact is going to go, and that's really nice. But there's nothing. So we have this extra problem that we can't even see what cards are being accessed from R&D, so we have to work with that. We're sorry. So yeah, Shapers have gotten a big boost by some cards that were okay. Everybody knew that self-modifying code was probably going to be good, but Clone Chip has also proved to be a really good card.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
One of the MVPs of the set, I think, actually, for Shaper.
Yep.
So.
And it plays amazingly well with Parasites. So yeah, Weyland, I think, very wisely puts another ice on R&D.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, especially with the R&D interface out, you just can't let them get in there for that cheap. So,
yeah.
Beanstalk to recover some economy.
I'm wondering how safe that remote is. He could possibly go for another agenda here.
Yeah, I mean it depends on, is that back ice an archer? I mean, if it is, I think he would actually just be throwing agendas down.
Yeah.
But,
or at least trying to find them. Okay.
Interesting. Icing HQ. That is a surprise, actually.
That's weird because, except if that remote is compromised, if it's like a roto or something there behind, maybe, then that was a bit weird.
Yeah, this is where professional contacts is really good. Just economying up as he wants to draw into relevant cards.
Yeah.
Getting out to Katie Jones. Very good. Just good play there.
Very nice. And next turn, even if there's nothing to run, he can just draw, hedge fund, sure gamble and install clone chip, and that's a very, very good turn.
Nice.
So Kate plays really well with this low cost hardware and programs.
Yeah, just drawing and playing constantly is very good.
Yeah. This kind of deck where you're playing professional contacts, clone chip, SMC, Atman, some programs, Kate can really make them work.
So Weyland's just building up his economy, playing tons of transactions.
Typical Weyland stuff. He's pretty safe with that plastic probably. He can run as long as he keeps 4 cards at the end of his turn. Oh, yeah.
Another plastic. Yeah.
That kind of destroys any hopes probably. I think he's safe. He's not planning to run. He can install the clone chip now, install the plastic next turn.
Yeah,
cool.
reasonable. So far from Weyland, we've seen katanas and green level clearance as the only influence, correct?
Yes, we have.
Right, cool.
Has he used... Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say we've seen surprisingly few runs this game. So.
Yeah, it is weird. Oh, there we go.
Yep. So ices the remote, plays a card into it. Looking to probably force an agenda here.
That's pretty reasonable. That that remote could potentially be pretty safe.
Mm-hmm.
He's not advancing, so it's probably not an Atlas,
Yep.
because that would be really good.
Yeah, you almost always want to over-advance your atlases if possible. The difference between an atlas with even just one counter on it and one without is a really big difference. So.
Yeah.
Alright.
So we see here a very strong play.
Mm-hmm.
One of the new highlights, and I think it's correct what he's doing.
Yep,
So
I agree.
this SMC just gives you so much flexibility adapting to what you're gonna see. Oh,
It's the archer.
so,
Alright. What?
Oh,
What
he
happened?
forgot to target the hostile takeover. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wondering, what do you do here?
Yeah, so, I mean, he did take all of his money off Katie, played the SMC. So, if he had another Fem, he could get that and play it on the archer. And is there any card that... Oh, it's that, or he, like, pays to break it with the Fem.
He can. So he needs 12 to break it with the Fem.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's gonna have 6 credits left to bypass that piece of ice and then tutor and break the backmost one if it's not a sentry, which means it's gonna be tight. So that is
Oh,
a
that's a
charm.
charm.
Okay, that's nice. Oh, he had a bad pub as well, so that was 7 credits to do that. So if that's a cheap ice, if that's like... Okay. So if he has a corroder, he's in.
Yeah.
Or possibly an Atman for 1.
Yeah, I mean, he is bankrupting himself, but I think it's correct.
With an Atman for 1, no, he can't get in. Has he installed? Yes. Oh, Snowball.
Huh.
Okay, that's bad. Too bad for him, I mean, because, yeah. Snowball. Snowball's an interesting choice.
Yeah, unfortunate there. If he had the corroder, he would have been in.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, many times you're wondering that, you know, I have 2 barrier breakers in faction. I can spend my influence to something better, potentially. But corroder is just so strong.
Mm-hmm. And it made the difference right there, so...
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, he lost Kate's ability by installing the SMC.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're probably gonna see an agenda being scored here.
Yep, he still has 7 credits, more than enough. Oh, the parasite would have been nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, well, cool. So he just draws up professional contacts afterward. Oh, unsuccessful demonstration.
Yes.
Oh, that's just salt in the wound.
That card is sweet in Weyland. So, I think that was a good move because there's, like, almost no way he's getting in that server next turn. So if that's an Atlas, he's gonna score it.
Get a lot of value out of this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like the double advance. Kiv just has to build up and try to recover now, so he's gonna concede this agenda.
Yeah, that was pretty bad for him. So let's see what it is. Oh,
Oof.
government contracts. I think he might have actually preferred an Atlas here.
The government contract's ability isn't as good when you already have the Gila.
Exactly. Although 3 points are nothing to be scoffed at, so...
Yeah, for sure.
I think Kiv should run the hand. He should put some pressure.
So I'm wondering what the dice and mem chips are in here for.
Maybe some underworld contacts we haven't seen yet. So that R&D is now pretty hard for him to run. It's 4 to break the Caduceus and 3 to break the Katana. He has an RD interface, of course, so he can potentially make 1 run every 2 turns.
He also has the bad pub to help.
That's true. But then if he does that, then he leaves the remote free for scoring, because he'll never be able to to actually get in there.
Okay, not breaking
No
the
break the
katana.
katana.
A little risky because Parasite and Data Sucker, those were not cards you really wanted to discard. I mean, he does have the clone ship, but...
But you want to get uses out of your Parasite, as many as you can. Oh, he top decked a... No, well, he has R&D interface, so...
Yep. Scoring a hostile does make it worthwhile.
I really think he should make him res the HQ Ice.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's low on credits right now. Now's the time. Just kind of force his hand, keep the core poor.
Also, the only thing he has in his... he only has a Parasite and a Data Sucker for his clone chip.
Yeah. What do you think about clone shipping out a Parasite at the end of Weyland's turn?
Right now,
Just wondering. If so, where would you put it?
I'd probably... no, I think I'd keep it to kill the Ice Wall when he places something in the remote. Possibly. Or you put it on the Caduceus to start working on the Caduceus.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, he does have the snowball, so the ice wall doesn't matter as much anymore.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Alright, so we have...
Yeah, very wisely.
Hedge fund protecting R&D. It's a good play.
The problem... Maybe he could install the Data Sucker and start pressuring archives a bit. Because he needs to make him put some ice on archives. This is again... so now that everybody's playing Data Suckers, virtually every faction has a way to threaten archives, and that's a big weapon against corporation. And I think he should be employing it here. And Sarah's nice.
Yeah. So just drawing cards, gaining money, playing Sarah. Just building up more, trying to recover his position.
Yeah, I think the problem is he lacks a way to get into the remote. There we go. Can he get in?
Yeah. And I really like just the turns where you can just install and then use government contracts like Weyland just did there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That was a pretty good... Even if that's a melange, that's pretty good. What he needs now is a scavenge. If he had a scavenge to move the fam to the archer, that would be really good for him. I guess he can also play the Atman at 6, but that's gonna cost loads of money.
Yeah, does he have enough here? Let's see.
If he has... No, he's already used 2 clicks, so he can't take the money from Katie, install the Atman and run.
Yeah, unfortunately. He's just, probably just a click short. I think he could get in there, otherwise.
Yeah. So we've seen Chum, Katana, and green level clearance. There might be some troubleshooters here. Potentially. And the troubleshooter right now might be bad.
Yeah, if he's relying on the Atman to get in, a troubleshooter would be a wrecking, but...
He plays the Atman at 1? No, at 3.
Not at 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so he's just saying, okay, I'm gonna ignore your remotes now and just try to lock down R&D, which is very reasonable.
That is fair. If that's another archer now, he's gonna cry really hard.
Yeah, if that's an archer, it'd be backbreaking. Kill the Atman, kill the Fem, I think, so...
Yeah. Well, it might be an archer. Although no, actually if it's an archer, you just do it. Here.
Yeah. I think so. When you can kill Fems, it's like very good value. And the Atman is basically worth 6 credits as well, because it's at 3.
Exactly. Otherwise, I don't know why he would be thinking that hard, so it's probably not an archer. Now R&D runs are very cheap.
Yeah, this is pretty good value.
Especially with the bad publicity.
Yeah. I think he wants to get that Grimoire out so he can actually play some more programs. Oh,
Oh, that's pretty bad.
scoring another Atlas. It's really good.
And now if he scores the agenda, he's gonna let him see another 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty bad. Of course, he's kinda given up on getting into the remote unless he draws a scavenge.
Yeah. Huh, interesting. So we just got rid of the ice. So what do we think that ice was? Maybe a 3 strength ice?
Maybe it was something like a wall of static or something.
Or katana.
Or another katana, yeah. Yeah.
So installs a new piece of ice on R&D, gains 2.
Very nice. I agree with that infiltration.
Mm-hmm. Checking to see if it's an archer.
I would expect it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you do here?
Probably like draw 2, use Katie. Maybe draw and stall, use Katie.
Yeah.
I think he does want to get that Grimoire out soon so that he can do like end of turn clone ships on parasites with counters. I think that's a strong play.
Maybe he should play the parasite on the remote archer.
Mm-hmm.
Let that cook down. Then get a scavenge and scavenge the fam onto the R&D archer.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't like the fact that he's left HQ totally go to go. Like, I don't like that at all.
Mm-hmm. I think running HQ next turn is also decent.
Yeah.
It's unlikely there's an archer there. You've already seen one on the remote, one on R&D, and generally people don't play archers on HQ.
Exactly. Plus, really, if you want an archer to be rezzed, you want it on HQ so you can keep hitting R&D. So, I mean, imagine, even if he gets hit by the archer there, he can clone chip the Atman back and keep running R&D for nothing. So,
and hell, he could use Katie and run into and not even worry about the archer too.
I don't know why he's not finishing his turn.
But I think Kiv is in pretty good position here.
Yeah.
He hasn't realized that he needs to end his turn, I think.
Yeah. And yeah.
So yeah, the professional contacts has been very good this game. It's given him a lot of money already.
Yes. Yeah. It's just what you said. You desperately want to draw it in your opening hand so much that if you have a sucky hand with professional contacts in, you're gonna keep it. And that might backfire potentially. That being said, it's proven to be a really, really good card. Especially now that people, my experience has been that everybody's playing Jinteki now on Octagon for some reason. And it's so good against Jinteki.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is backbreaking against Jinteki, and that makes me sad because I want to see Jinteki get less hate against it, but unfortunate.
Just keeps coming. Unfortunately, we can't really talk about the corporation plays because we don't know what he's holding. He seems to be thinking a lot.
So what do you think that face down card is?
I think it's some kind of upgrade or asset because... Wow. That archer on R&D gives him the window he needs to score it, and he's not scoring it.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
So ice on remote, destroying the chum.
Yeah. Would you destroy the ice wall as well?
No, I actually wouldn't destroy the chum either. I would only destroy the chum if I plan on putting more ice there, which I guess he is. Okay, so then it makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say generally, if you're just gonna play like a singleton ice and then destroy something, that one credit was probably not worth saving.
Yeah.
But in this case, because of he's just going to 9, playing 2 ice, it's pretty reasonable.
Do you think that was a snare, maybe?
Yeah, clearly some kind of trap, I think. Probably a snare.
Interesting.
So play 2 ice, put a new card in remote, see what Kiv does here. Alright, he's not buying it. He's saying do whatever you want. I'm gonna build up.
And I'm gonna
Playing a
hit your...
Grimoire.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I do like getting the Grimoire out. It's going to give him a lot of options
Yeah.
here.
Generally, Grimoire is proving to be really, really nice in Kate right now. Because it gives you exactly what you want. Sahasrara has like upped the memory requirements and...
It has, but it's so worth it. The credits it gains generally are pretty large. Alright, so it'll be interesting to see what Kiv does. Or, sorry, not Kiv, MTG Red. Kiv did not run, so is this an agenda? I guess not.
He's not scoring it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's a government contracts?
Maybe. I mean, if it is the government contracts, I think Kiv can get in there. He can take the money off Katie, he can do end of turn parasites. Okay. He's going for it. Cool.
Okay. That ought to be interesting.
If there's an
Yeah, go on.
if there's another archer there, it could be pretty secure.
Yeah, the thing is that you won't win though. But now of course Kiv has to do something.
Yeah.
He clone chips a data sucker. Interesting.
So he's gonna run archives twice.
You can run archives, play clone chip, take the money off Katie and run. And then you have a parasite you can kill some cheap ice with. Oh, he's ignoring it.
Interesting. That could be very risky if that's a government contract.
Yes. Of course he has to res the archer now, which means even if it is, he's not winning. I think it is a government contract, and I think he wants to risk not resing the archer. So what do you do now? We can't even see how many cards are left in his deck, unfortunately. So there are potentially 6 agendas gone. Typical Weyland build plays like 10, no more even. We know there are more 1-pointers left in because there's definitely one hostile takeover, possibly another Gila.
Yeah.
So if we assume a 3 government contracts, 3 Atlas, 3 hostile takeover, 2 Gila distribution, we could do the math if we knew how many cards he had in his deck, but we don't.
At 17 credits and with that clone chip, Corb is in a rough spot here.
I would be inclined, exactly. He can get past the archer anyway, so getting that helps him not at all. So here you let him go in. If he gets it, he gets it. If he doesn't get it, you win, I guess.
Oh.
Oh.
That could be big.
Oh.
Yes, now that we've seen Snare, it's very likely that that card earlier was indeed a Snare.
It was a snare. That was very good for Mtgred, especially if that's a... Can he get in that server? No, he can't.
He could get into the remote with the 3 data sucker counters, I think.
Oh, yeah, he can save 6 credits on the archer, actually, with those.
It's a big deal.
So, it's all in.
In fact, he can, yeah, because he can make the archer strength 3, and then the admin can get through it for 4.
Exactly.
So more than 6 credits.
And with 4 credits... do you think maybe activating that snare was bad?
Yeah, it might have been bad here because it forces him into an all-in kind of scenario, almost.
Interesting. Oh,
Yeah, I think the snare might have actually been a mistake. So
if that's not a June bug... Oh, wow. think that Parasite was totally unneeded, but...
Probably, but I mean, we're gonna see right here.
Yeah. It's a June bug. And...
Nope.
Nope. Yeah. I think it was clear by how much he hesitated raising that archer that was an agenda. Okay then.
So that was game one. I believe they play best 2 out of 3, correct?
Yeah, they are, so we're gonna see you in the next game.
Alright, see you there, guys. Thanks for watching.